Hi, it's me, Cancer here, giving you another dose of Why Am I Alive? Please End My Suffering type of League of Legends content. With the recent developments of Don't Try This and solo queue, I've decided to make this into a bi-weekly upload. Because of this, I'll be reusing topics and ideas. This week's topic will be similar to Double Penetration Window, but this time with an actual marksman as ADC. Well, what a fucking revolution, isn't it? As with all good marksmen, they should be played either in the top lane or the mid lane, as these champions, when played in these lanes, have better win rates than their bot lane counterparts. Plus the fact that Riot tends to make bot lane into a free champion rotation kind of thing, limited to 1, or if it's a lucky patch, 2 playable ADCs. Therefore, this build will require you to play mid, as Ezreal is not Kai'Sa nor Jhin. With the nerf to the good old tank shredder, Lord Dominus regards, and Shorella's Grudge still costing more than Belle Delphine's bathwater, plus bruiser items and Kai'Sa on the cutting boards.
This was kind of the story of the game. This is a rank 2 Jhin ultimate into a Karma Shield,
and the inability to shred tanks. You, therefore, will be capitalizing on this by playing this build, in return helping these players either quit the game or give them the push to learn how to play jungle. A role that provides them with an extremely fun and interactive gameplay of player versus environment in the form of AD Shaco, or if you're feeling fancy, AP Shaco. But if you feel like Shaco will be too skill intensive for these inbreds to play without feeding their ass off like this Riot employee, you can always suggest them to try out my Flash Freeze Hecarim, as this build is designed with Lee Sin Syndrome in mind, and is also compatible with many other syndromes, but effectiveness may vary. To accomplish this, I have developed this build, which is proudly named Ezreal ADC, which stands for Ezreal, the Addiction Deterring Cancer. This build will have the enemy drop their League of Legends addiction faster than some non-disclosed brand of gum that helps people quit nicotine. But some people might be in too deep. This is when you link them Flash Freeze Hecarim in order to help them move on and switch to an actually playable role. As one would expect from an ADC in this meta, you're going to take Cleanse and Flash, because again, the pros are doing it, that means you should too. Even if the only CC on the enemy team is an Alistar. And the same chance of the Ash Arrow not hitting the other 4 goons on your team, instead hitting you. With those odds, you should probably go buy a Lotto 649 ticket. On your room page, be sure to run Glacial Augment, as this build is designed to be as toxic and as cancerous as possible, and to either ensure that you won't miss your Q, or to ensure that the enemy can't limp away with a dangerously prolapsed anus. Then, Minion Dematerializer, as the proper utilization of this rune will allow you to crash every wave into the enemy laner, then caught Peas just to terrorize the enemy top, jungle, or bot lane, as an Ezreal's level 3 is unmatched by any other champion in the game. Taking Hextech Flash Traption will signal to the enemy that your flash is down, and that it's a good idea to chase you down, but the realization that you have Flash as your E may be enough mental torture for some to quit League of Legends completely. The feeling of knowing his flash is down, but still can't catch him, is equivalent to rubbing your genitalia with a 60 grit sandpaper, without lube. Then, take Cosmic Insight, as this will allow your flash to be up whenever it's actually needed. Instead of being 15 seconds too short, this will allow you to cleanse any engagement attempts by the enemy, giving you the upper hand, and letting you be the one to choose to fight or not to run. Open Resolve and take Font of Life and Revitalize, as patch 11.6's nerf on healing items is more of a lie than Ezreal's champion overview, and his abilities, mainly his W, as it shows Ezreal Eing an ally and marking them, then triggering the mark with a Q. Now that I've been using the League of Legends chat, I've come to realize that League of Legends is filled with 4th graders who have just realized how to use sentence enhancers, and clearly lack the reading skills in order to read the ability description, so I will go through them with you. Passive, Rising Spell Force. Landing Ezreal's abilities rewards you with a random assortment of drugs, giving you 10% bonus attack speed for the duration of the effect. That is 6 seconds, and prevents you from overdosing. You are limited to 5 shots max. Q, Mythic Shot. Ezreal goes Pew. And if the Pew hits, his ability cooldowns are reduced by 1.5 seconds. This includes Ultimate and Mythic Shot itself. This ability also applies on hit effects at a 100% effectiveness. W, Essence Flux. Ezreal fires a pseudo skill shot that marks the first champion or targetable structure. Next auto attack or ability that hits the target while detonating the ring, dealing magic damage and restoring 110 mana. But if you are inbred and can't land this ability because of your various disabilities, you may try autoing the enemy once to pass on your disabilities to them temporarily, allowing you to actually land this ability and get the mana refund. E, Arcane Shift. Ezreal blinks their target, and if there's an enemy nearby, it will deal damage to that unit. Use this as your flash when your flash is down. Again, this ability combined with Cleanse means that you can get out of any sticky situation.
Effectiveness may vary, does not work if you are inbred or actively trying to seek enemy crowd control, and many more other circumstances. Please refer to terms and conditions for further information.
R, True Shot Barrage. Ezreal fires an energy projectile in the target direction, which briefly grants vision of the area it flies through, and deals magic damage to all enemies it passes through. Now on with items. You're gonna start the game off with a control word, a longsword, and a potion. Then, on your first back, buy a Sheen, to trick the enemy into thinking that you're playing some boring old AD Ezreal. This is when you mindfuck them with a M. Night Shyamalan twist by building it into a Lich Bane, to trick the enemy into thinking that you're playing some dogshit AP Ezreal. With Lich Bane, you should be able to kill the enemy laner if they contest lane priority, because it's absolutely dog. And before they can wrap their head around, pick up a T-Mat. As this combined with the bonus damage from minion dematerializer, you will be able to crash the wave into the enemy tower 24/7, allowing you to roam top or bot every single fucking second, therefore literally becoming a second jungler, because jungle is the only playable role. Then to make sure you won't take something good and turn it into something shit, like the avatar of the last airbender, you're going to build a T-Mat into the Titanic Hydra. With this 2-item power spike, this is when the build will start popping off. Using the Spellblade proc from Lich Bane and the cleave damage from Titanic Hydra, then combined with the slow from Glacial Augment, you will be able to take the enemy into an anti-League of Legends rehabilitation camp. There, they will be thoroughly taught on how to uninstall and stop playing League of Legends without ever looking back, and anyone who can't pull themselves together will be transformed into a jungle main. Next item is Frostfire Gauntlet. Now that you have let the enemy assassin freely farm under tower for the last 15 minutes, he will want to start killing your teammates, as the AoE burn from Frostfire Gauntlet will dissuade the enemy assassin from trying to dive in and kill your more fragile teammates, also granting you some more AoE CC, letting you trigger Font of Life on more than one target. Then, to have even more CC, you're going to buy a Randuin's Omen, as this will further dissuade the enemy assassin from diving in and again killing your more fragile teammates. Now with the active on Randuin's Omen, you have unlocked the full power of your keystone, Glacial Augment. Now with this newfound power, you're no longer just a god of small skirmishes. You can now start teamfights by hex slashing into the enemy team, then using Randuin's Omen to slow the entire enemy team's movement speed by 80%, reduce their attack damage by 10%, and their critical strike damage by 20%. If you're scared of jumping in, don't worry, as you have the cleanse and E. Simply activate Randuin's Omen, then E out. If you get CC'd, just click cleanse. Now with all other items being nerfed, and AP items being untouched, mages will start being more prevalent, and to keep this build more usable through the upcoming patches, pick up a Wit's End, as the passive of this item works really well with Ezreal's kit. Last but least, be sure to pick up a Warmogs, as the sight of a 4000 health ADC walking down mid lane with a Q still dealing the same amount of damage as a tower shot will definitely put the enemy on suicide watch, in turn uninstalling League of Legends. Also, when you're roaming, be sure to focus on that one lane, as there's nothing more frustrating than getting repeatedly ganked while your mid laners under tower AFK. Alright, I'm done. Check out my stream, if you want to.